Hi, this is Dr. Deepu R, Professor and Head, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. I am here as Professor and Head since 2008 and chosen Management and Entrepreneurship for IT industry. This is the subject which I have taken out of my passion. What is there in this subject? Why one has to learn about it? See, all other subjects make you an employee in some organization, whereas this particular subject take you to the level of manager, take you to the level of entrepreneur. So that's how this subject is important. See, all of us know what a student will do after his MBBS, after his LLB. But what a student does after his BE, most of us are not aware, because some of them, whether he joins some companies as testing engineer or design engineer, we do not know. But the growth of a person in IT industry is clearly indicated. At the entry level, people become software testing engineers. After some experience, they are promoted to programmers. After some experience in testing area, they are promoted to programmers. But programmers are not engineers. The objective of engineering is not to teach programming, it is to teach design. So after gaining some experience, some people move up to the level of design. Say, engineer is one, computer science engineer is one who rarely touches computer. His job is to write algorithms and hand over to some other people who can code it in Python or code it in Java or code it in C. But what next? What is there after this? Engineer life. What is there after this engineering life? If people are really good, they are promoted as managers. In most of the IT industries, it is these managers who are controlling all the engineers. They tell what is to be done, and engineers, they do it. So if your objective is to move up in the line of career, you are supposed to understand the subject properly. You are supposed to know the principles of management theory, how you will become a good manager. Say, you may start your career as a manager, but you may not end as a successful manager. So how you can become a very good and successful manager, that you will be able to learn in this course. And why I have chosen this course? That's a big question. I have seen many of my past students, many of the alumni of this department, starting their entrepreneurs, and the amount of companies which people used to start are more earlier days, whereas the trend is declining nowadays. So I just wanted to make this subject more attractive, more interesting by sharing my experience as an administrator. So management, I fit into management because I am managing this department from past 12 years. Whatever experience I have gained, I will be able to transfer that in the form of subject. So I would like to brief you about the syllabus. The syllabus has 5 modules in it, like some 5 modules in it. The very first module gives introduction to management. What is management? What are the features of this management? What are the different types of management? What is the scope of management? And brief history of management theory. Also, we speak about planning, in most of the cases, if we are good in planning, we will be good at work. If we don't plan our work, then obviously we are going to fail in most of the cases. There may be exceptions. So, different types of organization, staffing, all these things we are going to learn in module 1. Why this is important for all of us? See, before knowing, you are supposed to get introduction. So, what is the use of this subject? That you are supposed to know. So, in the very first module, you will be covered, or we are going to explain you about the fundamentals of management. What are all the things that you are going to learn? What are the different stages or steps in planning? See, we think planning as a single activity, but it involves a lot of work. It involves a lot of work. When we take class, see, there are two ways of handling a subject in our teaching profession. You can directly go to class, conduct classes. You don't plan and go. Whatever comes to your mind, you speak. But at the end, you don't cover what is to be covered. You don't talk what is to be spoken. So, but VTU has given, but university has specific syllabus which we are supposed to complete, because that is going to matter a lot at the end. So, at the beginning of semester, we create something called as lesson plan. Every teacher knows about this. Every teacher takes the syllabus. He decides how much time should be given to every topic in the syllabus specified. Based on that, maybe in some cases, university may tell that we are supposed to complete module N in 10 hours. Sometimes faculty may require 11 hours for that or 9 hours for that. He has to slightly flexible. He will be slightly flexible in planning, because at the end, lesson plan is going to be different for different teachers. I plan in one way, same subject if it is given to some other, they will be planning the subject in some other way. I may cover module 1 by taking 10 hours, some may cover it in 4 hours, some may cover it in 15 hours. So, it all depends on the objective, what information they have in the subject to share. All those decides. So, a teacher should plan well. So, you are going to get an introduction to this subject in module 1. Module 2 is on directing and controlling. Module 2 is on directing and controlling. Once we plan, we are supposed to follow that plan during implementation. We need to implement it. What if people do not implement as per their plan? Obviously, there will be slight change, but still you cannot completely deviate from our plans. So, we are supposed to stick on to what we have planned, because that plan has been approved by the authority. So, if some people are not following the plan that is approved, then how do you control, how do you manage such people? So, controlling, directing, for I am just giving an example of an institute. These things can happen anywhere. So, how do you manage a system when there is no proper coordination, when there is no proper control, where there is no proper cooperation? So, all these things matters. So, second module speaks on controlling and coordination and directing, motivating people towards common goals, common objectives of the organization. Module 3 speaks about entrepreneurship. A lot of people will have dreams of starting their own ventures, but they do not know the hurdles hidden in that, or the scope of their thoughts. So, this subject clearly gives information to all the youngsters about the pros and cons of beginning a new industry, beginning their own ventures. I have seen many batches in this institute. Initially, my department used to give a lot of entrepreneurs. I have seen many people going out not as employees in some organizations, but as entrepreneurs. If everyone becomes an employee, who will provide them jobs? So some people should take up the responsibility of entrepreneurship. Very few are taking that count. I want to increase through this subject. So fortunately, university has inserted this module in it, entrepreneurship, where most of our young students will be able to come out with their own ventures, their own companies, where they can provide employment to others. The objective of education is not to get job. It is not to get employment in government sectors. We should also train our students to become entrepreneurs, and that happens only when we teach them, only when we give them only when we expose them to entrepreneurial environment. Some of them who may not become entrepreneurs because of not having the subject may become entrepreneurs because of this subject. Module 4 speaks about project and ERPs. We don't stop by just becoming an entrepreneur. A good entrepreneur is one who is capable of getting enough projects to his companies. So there are a lot of funding agencies who fund for the projects. So how to prepare a synopsis or how to prepare project proposals? What are the different agencies? Which are the different agencies that can fund for your project? How ERP is to be built and managed? That's what Module 4 speaks about. Module 5 speaks about micro and small enterprises, the characteristics of small enterprises, micro enterprises, the advantages of it, steps involved in setting up of industries, government policies, and we will take up some case studies of Microsoft, Infosys that can give inspiration to many of us. And at the end, we get into IPR, intellectual property right. As a researcher, I know the process of taking patent, difference between patent and copyright. I will be able to justify to this subject as administrator, as researcher, as a leader. Every subject will have its own objectives. We don't study subjects by accident. Universities have designed the syllabus based on some expectations. They want some qualities in the product that they give in the form of engineers. This subject has its own COs. The very first CO is to explain the principles of management, entrepreneurship, and organization. And the next CO insists us to define and discuss terms like planning, staffing, ERP, and their importance. And university has set the last CO or course objective as to infer the importance of intellectual property rights and relate the institutional support. In addition, as a supplementary to these COs defined, we do have our own COs that are listed here. I will be able to complete the syllabus. At the end, these are the COs that you are going to get out of this course. Out of this course, these are the COs that you are going to get.